What exactly happened to Mahsa Amini and how is the world reacting? For the last few weeks, there are daily stories of Iranian women cutting their hair and burning their hijabs to protest against the Iranian government and their president Ibrahim Raisi. Across Tehran and cities in the Kurdistan province, people have taken to the streets in violent scuffles which have resulted in numerous wounded people, arrests, and alleged deaths. And the center of this storm is the death of a 22-year-old Kurdish woman, Mahsa Amini. What exactly happened to her? On 13th September, 22-year-old Mahsa Amini, originally from the city of Saqqez in Kurdistan province in western Iran, was in Tehran having traveled there to visit family. She was at the entry of the Haqqani highway with her brother when she was arrested by the regime's so-called guidance patrol and transferred to the Moral Security Agency allegedly for wearing an inappropriate hijab. CCTV videos of the event released later by the Tehran police show her collapsing to the ground at the moment of her arrest. Amini's family was told she would be taken to a detention center to undergo a briefing class and released shortly afterwards. She never made it. Amini instead arrived at Kasra hospital where she died after being in a coma for 3 days. In a now deleted Instagram post, the hospital claimed she was brain dead on arrival. Okay, for those who don't know what Iran's bizarre morality police is, Gashte-Irshad, which translates as guidance patrols and is widely known as the morality police, is a unit of Iran's police forces tasked with enforcing the laws on Islamic dress codes in public. It's almost like an Islamic version of the Gestapo in Iran. According to a central directive, all women above the age of puberty must wear a head covering and loose clothing in public. In schools, girls typically have to wear the hijab from the age of 7. Now, coming back to what happened to Amini that day. The hospital gave the statement that the process of reviving Amini from the unconsciousness was performed, the heartbeat returned and the patient was admitted to the intensive care unit. Unfortunately, after 48 hours and not regaining consciousness, the patient suffered a cardiac arrest again due to multiple brain hemorrhages and died. But multiple witnesses came forward to say Amini was savagely beaten by the patrol that arrested her. How is the world reacting? Once news of Amini's death hit the news, protests began across the country and globally. The hashtag MahsaAmini began trending on Twitter with more than 2 million mentions. Pro-reform groups and feminist activist groups began mobilizing strongly. There has been widespread burning of headscarves or the hijab. The French Foreign Affairs Ministry called for a fair and transparent investigation into her death. The White House said, Mahsa Amini's death after injuries sustained while in police custody for wearing an improper hijab is an appalling crime against humanity. The Tehran police claims Amini's death was an unfortunate accident, saying she had a heart attack due to existing conditions. But Amini's father has hotly contested these allegations, saying he believes he has been given heavily edited CCTV footage that contradicts her bruising and eyewitness accounts. He maintains his daughter Mahsa was in perfect health, and her death was completely due to police brutality she was subjected to. In conclusion, the Islamic Penal Code applied in Iran says it is a crime for women to appear in the streets and in public without an Islamic hijab. But irrespective of this penal code, this law contradicts all basic human rights. Can you imagine living in a country where such basic human rights were compromised? Or where you weren't allowed to do anything that represents your fundamental freedom of expression? Have you seen instances of human rights being violated around you? Was Mahsa's death in vain, or will the movement due to her tragic death lead to reform? We are always excited to hear what you tell us. The comment section is always yours. Be a better you every single day. Basically, no more, be more. See other stories that will just make you a better version of yourself on our Instagram channel too.